Hey, Red Carpet Ring here with Mr. Goodbread. We are going to do Did Finn Balor and Creative make Adam walk away? This is potentially a real life feud of Edge versus Finn Balor here on Red Carpet Ring. All right. Well, it been brought to my attention that there has been a podcast of Talk is Jericho with Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, discussing the real reason that he left WWE and what led to it and the factors behind that. But before I begin, let me introduce myself to the audience. And I have Mr. Goodbread with me. We are going to do a reaction to Talk is Jericho Fair Usage. This is for educational purposes, reacting to two professional athletes that is on a podcast. Talk is Jericho, two AEW superstars or AEW wrestlers. They don't even call superstars over there. But anyway, moving along with that, Mr. Goodbread View, I'm going to play the podcast. If you want me to stop at any given time, please give me a heads up. We'll stop and react. With that being said, let's get into it, and I will play that now.
Let's get it.
All right.
List of guys that I wanted to work, and I worked most of them. And we just kind of got to a point, I think, I've said, I think both sides were just out of ideas.
Right.
And that's okay. It's no one's fault.
You said you agree each other.
Yeah.
That's a great quote.
And I truly feel like that's kind of the way it was. I have a small window here to be able to contribute to the wrestling industry as a whole and be able to pull off matches that I want to pull off at a certain level. I know that time frame is small. It's not like I got another 10 years left in me to do it the way I want to do it. And I wanted to maximize it. And to their point, to WWE's point, is around too much. It's not special.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Like it still sounds selfish to me. Wrestling, pro wrestling is a team sport. And bro, you are 50 years old. You know what I mean? You gotta be about the kids. You gotta be about the next generation of athletes, of stars. You can't have all of these ideas, but these ideas that you're talking about is all centered around you and elevating you. And it's ego. It's catering to the ego.
Yeah, at this point in your career, 50 years old, and being a veteran for close to 30 years, it's okay to be in the mix of talking creative, but it has to be to put people over, not to put you over, but to put them over, which is setting up for the future of the wrestling industry. So that right there, what we say, that's some checkmate knowledge right there. Checkmate. Yeah, Edge, you need to get checked. You need a reality check on that. We getting y'all some real knowledge as well. Knowledge has been dropped. Anything else you want to add, Goodbread, to that?
Nah, this is getting interesting though, because this is from his mouth. Like, there's no assumptions here. Like we all put our spin on it. Y'all can go check that video out when he first went to AEW. But now we get a chance to hear it from his mouth.
Yeah, and our assumption was pretty much correct. My assumption was right on this because Edge, this was all about you. And we see you doing that same. We'll get into that in a minute, but we'll continue on with this podcast.
I can see that. I get it. I just felt like if I got 2 years or if I got a year, then let's like take the governor off and let's
Right,
go.
right, right.
Um, that's really all it boiled down to. And then I look at it, and I when I did sit down with my family and talk, and my girls made it real simple. I said, just go be with Uncle Jay. I mean, when a 9-year-old can really simplify something
Right.
for you like that, and just kind of smack you in the face with like,
Mhm.
clearly it's got to be that, Dad.
Mhm.
Like, what are you thinking?
Right, right.
Because for a while, like after and during the Toronto show, I was like, God, this might be it, man.
But your final show,
Yeah, the one in
WWE,
Toronto with Sheamus.
anniversary match.
Yeah. So I really took some time to just kind of sit on my butt and sit with it
Mhm.
and see where my heart and my brain sometimes have different ideas. And I just needed to kind of get through all of that and decide where it was going to be. And again, the girls just really simplified it for me and made it a kind of a no-brainer when they said that. And again, back to challenges and challenging yourself. This is a challenge,
Yeah.
and it's not the safe thing.
Mhm.
I could have gone with the safe thing. And well,
Yeah.
because you did exactly the same thing.
Right.
It's sometimes you just got to do that, and you step out of a comfort zone and kind of take the warm blanket off and just see what's out there. And
Now that's interesting. He said you did that, Jericho. He said that you did that, Jericho. Jericho wasn't trying to put himself over like you, Edge. He was actually trying to help people. Like when he did the whole Friends thing with Kevin Owens, the Friends, the Friends angle where he got Kevin Owens turned on him. That wasn't to elevate Jericho. It was really to elevate Kevin Owens. It's just they got that now. He left because they got screwed with the whole Brock Lesnar, old Goldberg thing, and they're supposed to be a main event for the Universal title because they was working that storyline. That's why Jericho let. Don't go compare yourself to Jericho. Jericho's not an egomaniac like you are. The nerve of him, man.
Facts, though. Facts. It's just funny how Jericho, I have a funny feeling Jericho was behind Edge coming on over. And a lot of the AEW guys that go on this Talk is Jericho podcast, they come through by way of Jericho.
And also, I'm glad you pointed that out. Look who else came over on Talk Jericho after leaving. Mark Henry, The Big Show. I believe Claudio Castagnoli came
Don't
over.
forget
John
John
Moxley.
Moxley. John Moxley
Yes,
dropped
John
the
Moxley.
he dropped the mega shell. He went ham on the Talk is Jericho.
Yeah, Moxley. And I don't think Miro did anything. I think he went on, but no one cared because it's Miro. No offense, Rusev. I like you, but I don't like you that much. But yeah, and I believe I see a pattern here. Jericho is the AEW recruiter, and Cody Rhodes is the WWE recruiter. Y'all both working on the different sides. It may be a beef between Cody and Jericho. Y'all doing the same thing. You guys are doing the exact same thing. But I know this is about Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge. I just want to point that out. Let's continue on with this podcast.
and it's also like I'm not walking into this sight unseen. You're here, Jay's here, FTR's here. Like I have some great friends here,
Yeah.
who have all been telling me their stories of having fun. And again, at this stage,
Ding 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 ding
Bingo,
ding 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 ding
bingo,
ding ding.
bingo.
Stories. So you've been talking to these guys behind the scenes when you was in WWE. You've been talking to them the whole time.
The whole
That's
time.
sneaky stuff, Edge. Sneaky stuff, Edge. We don't know, Edge. You ain't supposed to be. I mean, it's okay to talk to him, but you really was talking to him more than LA Knight was. You basically, to sum it up, you was pretty much they was over there AW. You was talking to them in WWE. I mean, honestly, it's like you were talking to the competition the whole time, and you don't even go here.
You standing here and you don't even go here.
Good thing it can't be no tampering between the wrestlers, but it still
No,
is
it's
crafty, very crafty.
yeah. Edge knew he went out. He went out for a long time because if you remember, before he came back, initially came back to WWE in 2020, as I showed in the other stream, he was very close to signing with AEW. Then, if WWE had not thrown the 3 million, I'm sorry, the 9 million 3 year deal, he would have left then. So he already had his mindset. I didn't want to be in WWE initially anyway. I'm here because you paid me so well. And he thought he was going to creative control too. That's what he thought initially, but they got him. But let's continue on. I'm glad he said that. Let's continue on with the stream. This is getting really, really good now. We just on second base. We ain't even hit home yet. So let's continue on.
Facts.
Yep.
Age, having fun, challenges, getting to work with, my best friend.
Mhm.
I mean, come on.
Well, I'm glad that Adam likes a challenge.
I think that's the rest of that particular clip. That was from Seth Grimes Media. But yeah, that's the crazy part. Edge wanted to leave because things wasn't going his way. Now, with that being said, this part's not over. I want to pull up the whole we think Judgment Day has something to do with it and it helped Finn Balor. So I want to pull that up now. Now this is interesting, good bread. This is interesting. I got an article here, man, and I'm about to pull it up right now. Very good article, even a little different than what I had before. Okay, if you could see that. Says Ed says Judgment Day entirely different and better than original idea. He say open up where Judgment is today, the original faction was. They said that I know he was doing it because he was at WWE. He said that aligned with Priest since the group's evolution. He said he said he was kicked out the faction he created. Maybe done because he was opposed to WWE wishing to add a supernatural element to the act. He said that he said originally that the original idea was to just give opportunities to wrestlers he felt deserved it. Do you believe that, Good Bread?
Not after
That's
what
the
he
original
said.
idea.
Not after what he said.
That
He
seemed like
said
two
he
different stories, right?
right.
Yeah, it's like two different stories. That's why I'm pulling up this article now because it doesn't line up to what he just said. It's like two different complete stories. Credit to Wrestler Observer. But this don't seem like this is the same way Edge was just talking. Seem like it don't line up. He
Nah,
said
definitely don't
the
line up.
original was to give opportunities to wrestlers. I don't believe that crap. That sounds like some cap to me. That's
Absolute cap,
definitely
because
sound
he
like
just said he first said that he wanted to capitalize on the little bit of time he had left. So you didn't want to spend the little bit of time you had left creating stars, but then you're caping when you're under the umbrella, WWE umbrella. You're talking about you want to create stars. But the real reason why you left
Yep.
is because it wasn't about you anymore. See, so the truth is in the actions, not in what you say on these articles.
Tell you one thing, Mr. Adam Copeland, Edge, formerly known as Edge, you lived up to your theme
You
song.
think you know me?
I don't know you. I don't know who the hell you are, because you speak like two different people. You only talk good when you was with WWE. Then once you leave, it's like all the cat's out the bag on this one. See what else he had to say. Where it's now was the goal I had in mind. I really thought the concept of the Judgment Day, the idea behind it, if there's really talented individuals who I truly felt weren't getting the opportunity that they deserve, and if they got the opportunity, what they could fly with, they could run with it. Ed continued to say that leading the group as a heel proved to be a greater challenge than anticipated. However, thankfully, they were given the reins to take a different direction, entirely different direction that would have Edge at the helm. See that key word? Edge at the helm, top dog. Again, with Edge at the helm is sweeping upstream because we're trying to get the audience to turn on character, but they know the backstory of the character, real life story behind his character. They know Adam's story. So it's like we don't really want to hate this character because he fought back for something he wanted to get back. Also doing something he's never done before. He's wrestled with a triple fusion in his neck. No one's ever done that. It could be hard to hate that. Once again, Edge, this is all about you. Even you made this a center around you. You see that? The first time someone wrestled with a triple fusion neck injury, triple fusion in his neck, the real life story, and he didn't want the crowd to hate him. Wow, it's selfish at its finest. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Edge, you starting to be on my list now.
You just made the list! Oh, no. Oh.
This is selfish, man. And it says right here, like I said before, the group was described to him as a new brood. And that's why I said this is how you notice around him. He said when Pro's Judgment Day, it was a new brood. He wanted to be the leader this time. It's just it was just a modified version of it. This is interesting. He says all this. You got any take on this, good bread?
It's absolutely stunning, yo. I don't know what to say, yo. It's just like, what a hypocrite. What a hypocrite, bro.
Mm-hmm. We got some a little bit more to add as well. A little bit more. You would think when this guy went to AW, everything would be cool and kosher. But it seemed like he's having problem over there too. Now, in the current episode of AEW Collision this past Saturday, had a script of a promo between himself and Ricky Starks. It says here Adam Copeland and Ricky Starks legitimately mad at each other for going off script. I thought you like being with your best friends, Ed. You want to come over here. You talk to FTR, you talk to Christian, and you starting shit over here too. He recently had a heated promo segment. Corner reports it went a little sideways live on AEW Collision. Let's see. Ricky Starks was, yep. I think Gilbert, you said this. He was knowing the heated feud with CM Punk for his exit. That's what put him over, CM Punk. And here it is. You said right here, Adam Copeland seemingly taking Punk's place. This clash was bound to happen. But it's unscripted promo.
And you know what's crazy
Let's
about
see.
it? These young boys cannot be hype about Edge coming over there to take their spot when you were at WWE putting
All
people
these
over.
years.
Now you coming over here to take our spot, because honestly, Ricky Starks was Collision after CM
Up and
Punk's left,
coming.
and
Up and coming. Yeah.
yeah,
Next
and
guy.
Daniel Bryan, well, didn't want it. So the next in line was definitely gonna be Ricky Starks. and now he gotta wait.
Yep. That's crazy. That is crazy. Let's see. Because it said that according to Dave Meltzer and Russ Observer Radio, the unscripted promo became serious when men took various legitimate shots at one another. It was awkward. I mean, it's something, it was not scripted. They got mad at each other. Let's see if we can play that. We'll play a little bit of that.
Don't look at me like that with those bug eyes, sir. I'm talking to this guy.
It's your stupid silk slacks, dumbass.
Yeah, well, sadly, you didn't take style from the other place, but either way.
And you took it from The Rock.
Either
Good job.
way.
Can't help that you're a midget version of that, but shut your mouth and talk to him instead of me, kid.
Yikes.
Know your role.
Wow. That really sent me over the edge. Either way, Brian.
Wow, now that lets you know that was a that was the work. That was definitely a work. That was a work right there. That was a work. I don't care. Nobody said that was a work. Wow. Unbelievable.
Can't make this up, man. You can't. At AEW, they've been risking it. They better. Now I see why WWE scripts the promos, because it saves them from this. Because this is a couple of times now where promos led to blows at AEW.
Yes. The John Moxley, Adam Page, now this. That's getting crazy. You can't, it's okay to give your wrestlers creative control, but don't give them all creative control. Give them some. WWE lets their veteran performers like Roman Reigns and others give some type of creative control over their promo. They don't give it all to them, though. And it says here, Collision, since CM Punk is left, has nobly seen a drop in not only viewership ratings, but also live attendance. Recently, of the pictures of the audience going viral, which painted a grim picture of the current situation. They claimed the picture was taken before the show began. Unfortunately, this can't be confirmed or denied. They were saying that no one was at that collision. But that's crazy, though. And that's correct from Sports Kita. This is wild, man. I don't know what else to say. It's pretty much it's cut and dry pretty much at this point. This whole thing's cut and dry. There's nothing else to say. Edge is an egomaniac. He lied on WWE programming, whatever podcast they was with Corey Graves podcast, talked all this nonsense, how you try to put people over, give them the opportunities who was missing one or lack of, and now you just want to take everything. You don't want just a piece of the pie, Edge. You want the whole pie. You want the whole pie. And that's just not being fair to the younger wrestlers who's trying to get a name for themselves while you already have an established name yourself. That's selfish. You got anything you want to add, Good Bread? It's nothing else I got to say at this point regarding this.
I mean, there was another story that came out about Edge where he, you know what I mean? You see how that article you pulled up where he said what he said about Judgment Day. He said all of that good stuff about how Judgment Day was his, and there's an article going around where he was on that same podcast that we played with Jericho, and he stated that he was under the impression when he first pitched it that Finn Balor was going to be worked into the group, and you know what I mean, he said then before he knew Finn Balor was kicking him out the group. They had wrote it to where Finn Balor was kicking him out the group, and it was crazy because he had went and bought 40 outfits and a bunch of new outfits. He got a haircut. Edge got a haircut to really get that Judgment Day group over. And then to come to find out that they were just taking it from him, he kind of felt the way. That's what made him. That's what actually pushed him over to leave WWE and go to AEW, because he knew it was nothing else left for him there.
Let's see if we can find that. We want to find that. Let's see. Because I know that podcast. What Talk is Jericho is about 51 minutes. Yeah, let's see. Find the rest of it. See if I can find that right now. Let's see if that's possible.
Yeah.
Go up and say, hey, what do you think? Yeah, I was never afraid to do that. Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Why wouldn't
I can hear you.
You know, and it feels kind of strange sometimes to be on the other end of that, but I also love it. All right, everybody needs the right kind of gear for their job. Really strange, but it doesn't. Noticed right off the bat after 3 days. A lot of times, and it's amazing, but I'd say ideas and they go, yeah, we can do that. Right. And then you just see it. Yeah. But it's fun to be involved. You're a guerrilla filmmaker. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's just fun, man. So what did you start talking to Tony? Like when did you start talking with him? What did you think of him when you met him? So we started talking. My deal was up September 21st. Okay. And then we started talking after that. Right. And which is pretty quick. Yeah. So there was a lot to get done in that time. And even still, there was, I might just retire. That was still in play. I knew where I was leaning, but then I finally had to sit down with the girls after we'd talked, and I realized, okay, this is what the actual scenarios are now. Yeah.
So he was going to retire at one point. He was going to retire.
He was going to do the right thing.
Yeah. Until he saw that opportunity for him.
Which is great, though, because a lot of times it's not up to the musicians. I mean,
trying to find that part you're talking about.
He's got the X factor. He does. He just got that where it takes us.
Let's see.
And that's when, that kind of, like, I got 30 custom suits made.
Uh-oh. I think I got it. Here it is. We'll turn this up. We'll play. Everyone can hear it.
Again, people know the real story, right? And that was an instance where I did try and flip everything, change it all overnight, cut my hair off, change the music, start coming out in suits. Yeah. Like I got 30 custom suits made. Wore 2 of them. You don't want to know how much they all cost. I was just like, God bless auction it. Coming. Oh, nice suits. But so I tried the changing everything, and I realized at this stage it's not what they want, at least for me. You know, they wanted to be able to cheer this guy that they didn't get for 9 years. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's everybody's scenario is different, but I just thought, yeah, this will be cool. Let me try this, see if it works, and I was trying, but man. Sometimes when you make the change, people don't want to see it. They don't want to see it. Yeah, and they didn't want to see it. Yeah, but thankfully. Again, Randy got hurt, Cody got hurt, so he's like, "We got to flip you." I was like, "Okay, I'm utility batter, so wherever you need me, that's where I go." And again, you know, Dom, all of that, it all took off. Yeah, it was great, and they had Ray and I to work with. Mm-hmm. So you know, in order to solidify being heels, we're 2 good baby faces. Perfect, exactly.
So you could tell that he was not too pleased about making that kind of change. He had 30 custom suits, and he spent extensive lot of money on it. And he said, "Figure I'm a utility tool since Randy is hurt and Cody Rhodes at the time was hurt."
And he didn't sound so pleased with that. He didn't sound so pleased about that.
He didn't sound pleased at all. He said they ain't go with his idea. They said they didn't see that was a good idea. They tried to flip it. He said, "We're turning you now because they need a babyface because Cody and Randy were out." So that's why he went. That's why he became babyface. They needed him now. And plus they weren't agreeing with his ideas anyway. So it's pretty much self-explanatory at that point.
Pretty much.
So there it is. There's nothing else to say at this point. That was the game. That was the home run right there. Sliding the home plate right there. That was it right there.
That was it. That was it right there. That's the butter. You hear it for yourself from the horse's mouth. That's why he left. You know what I mean?
There you go.
And guys, y'all might want to go check that on podcast out. It's a great great listen. Because he also talk about how he, like I said, how Finn Balor all of a sudden became, because he had to turn here, he had to turn to a good guy. So then they had to bring Finn Balor in. That Judgment Day was going to be a whole year drawn out for Edge. That was Edge project, his pet project.
Yep. The new brood, as he would like, he's seen it. The new modern day brood. So it's just he would have been a Gangrel spot, but more modified version. Definitely, definitely. Well, that's all we have for unless you want to add anything else, good bread. I think that's a wrap right there.
That's a wrap,
Uh,
man. That's the news right there, man.
mm-hmm.
Knowledge has been dropped.
There it is. Let's say that right there. Fully knowledge been dropped.
Knowledge has been dropped.
So Champ will head out. We're both gonna head out actually. This was a good one, very good one to intrigue the fans and the subscribers and viewership all around of why Edge really left. All right. So this is about did Finn Balor and Creative make Adam walk away? The real life feud. That's Edge versus Finn Balor, because Finn Balor's the one that took his spot. Soon 2 videos will pop up. The 40-year-old of Bryan Danielson's career, how Randy Orton and Edge became a tag team. Until then, it is OUT.